We released the CD in April and started writing about 6 months before that. So about a year and a half, actually, we've been actively working on things.
All right, so still just kind of pretty fresh and new and getting your bearings. And this CD, very impressed just the professionalism of it, not only just from looking at the CD cover because there's some pretty cool artwork on it, but the sound quality and everything else. So tell us about your current album, Beneath a Jealous Moon.
Well, again, it started from the first track. You know, after the first night that I heard her sing, it was 3 or 4 days later. I went out and started. You know, it was a challenge for me really because I've written a lot of songs, you know, over the years that I've always written for me to sing. So this is the first time I've written songs with her in mind and someone else singing them instead of myself. So it was a challenge, but one that's turned out to be a lot of fun that I really enjoy. But the first song that we wrote is The Fire and the Moon, and basically that's a song that we're going to play for you in a little bit. That was, at the time, it was the heat of everything with the election and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and all the soldiers. And we were watching the news that night, and it just hit me that, you know, how horrible it is, how we really take the small things in our surroundings for granted sometimes when those folks are over there and they're missing home, and all of the wives, mothers, husbands, sons, daughters, you know, are missing their loved ones here. You know, unless you're living that life, you really don't think about it. So I kind of wrote the song as if I were away and she's writing a letter to me, is what the song is. And so we're happy to see the soldiers coming home now, so that's why we chose that one to do today, since it's finally coming back.
Still sing in October, and Lily's still trying to bloom. Though she's resting her head on the shoulder of death, she still shines by the light of the moon. And I'm hoping you're coming home soon. Well, the sun's setting quicker and colder than the last time you saw it last June. And the tree colors fade to a dark shade of gray when you're lit by the fire and the moon. And I'm hoping you're coming home soon. Heaven's diamonds are shining tonight. I look for a fallen one, I may wish I might. I wish your guitar could play me a tune while it's lit by the fire and the moon. And I'm praying you're coming home soon.
The Fire and the Moon from Faubush Hill. Guys, awesome. Thank you so much. We've been talking to Kevin and Robin of Faubush Hill, husband and wife team. Now, you two mainly did the entire album together, Beneath a Jealous Moon. When you all are out performing, you actually have expanded to have quite a few people in your group.
I have a buddy, Mark Sloan. I give him a shout for doing this. He and I have recorded a lot of music over the years, and he has a studio, so he produced this record for us, and it was just easier, less time consuming for me to go in and do the tracks myself at the time. And again, you know, we didn't really have any grand ideas of having a band or doing what we ended up doing. We were just kind of recording for ourselves and our friends and family, and turned into that. But soon after we released it and started playing some shows, we realized, you know, this is going to really help if we get a band. So we were fortunate enough to meet Joseph Dobbs, who is our bass player, who's just one of the most fantastic musicians around that I've ever played with, and J.R. Schroff is our drummer. And both of those guys, they really you know, give us the flexibility to go out and do shows with bluegrass bands or metal bands. You know, we can adapt our songs to fit whatever culture that we are thrown into, and that's a really cool thing to have.
That is really cool. I understand that with the album, it was you and Robin, but then it was also an expanded family affair as well.
Yeah. There's a couple of tracks on here. There's a song called Church on Sunday that our oldest son, TJ, played the lead guitar on, and it was just such an awesome experience to his first time in the studio. And I was nervous for him, but he went in and just nailed it in like 2 takes, and was cool. And you know, people now, when I tell them that that's TJ on here and not me playing the lead on that, then you can't tell the difference. I mean, he's awesome, and he's getting better and better every day, and I'm just really excited to have him and hear where he's going with his future, and he'll have CDs out soon.
You are a proud papa. I love it. It's super sweet.
And my uncle Tommy Minton, a lot of people around here know him. He's been a bluegrass legend in this area for years. He played fiddle on the track Fiddle in the Middle with us, which a lot of people have enjoyed that song. So very happy to have him as part of it too.
Any other songs on this album that have maybe became like a crowd favorite when you all are out performing on the weekends?
That would be Red Mandolin. That one they request it as soon as we, walk in. They want to hear Red Mandolin.
It's kind of it's got a gypsy feel to it, and really it's a song about passion, and a lot of the songs on here, come from the passion on the hill where we live, and the life that we live.
You mentioned the hill, and this is Faubush Hill, and we all know of Faubush. Out Nancy. And Out Nancy.
We live on a hill, and we can see Russell County, and we have a big, beautiful view, and that's where we write songs and sing and visit with our friends and everything else. So that's what we named it.
My dad actually found the place, and he grew up out in that area. His family all lives out in there. The realtor told him at the time, I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm not doubting you, realtor, if you're listening, but it was the second highest point in Pulaski County is where the house is. And after my dad bought it, it wasn't a few months. He was out there working and had a heart attack and passed away. So really the Faubush Hill name, even though it's our home now, we moved into the house and live there, but it's really respect to him, tribute to him.